Good morning. What's up? It is your girl, Midnight. Happy Tuesday. We finna get ready to play a game. One of the games we ain't played in a good while, but y'all gonna enjoy this game too, okay? So I'm just gonna give a little while for people to tap in. Y'all make sure y'all share the live, okay? This is a good game right here. It is called Call 911, okay? Very dope game. Okay, I'll explain the rules to the game in a minute, but like I said, I'm gonna give a little while, couple minutes for people to tap in. Y'all make sure y'all share. Oh, damn, I had myself on mute this whole time. So listen, we finna go on and play the game. I'm gonna play this little clip so y'all see what kind of game we're playing. Okay. Every card has a quote on there. Okay. And you will see the card. The cards, some of the wordings in bold. Okay. So the wording that is in bold is what I need to describe to y'all so that you can guess what I'm describing. And then you will have to figure out the 911 emergency. So you're going to see the card, but some of these will be blurred out because that will be the bold words that I have to describe. So each word has a quote or a passage on there. Each car has some kind of a emergency, should you say, a 911 emergency on there. You're going to see things blurred out, which is the bold wording that I need to describe to y'all as far as you will have to guess what I'm describing, right? And then you'll see the full card after you have guessed all bold words on the card. You have figured out what was the emergency. Okay. So every card has an emergency on there. This is why it's called Call 911. Okay. So every time I do a new card, I will be calling in saying 911. What is your emergency? Something like that. Okay. Because every card have an emergency on them. Some of them are funny and whatever, but I have to also describe words in bold writing to y'all so that you can try to guess, okay? So let me play this real quick though. We finna play a game of 911 Call 911. A game of unexpected emergencies. Come on, tap in and play. I promise y'all, this is another fun one right here. 911, what is your emergency? You have the operator. What is your emergency? So it's like that. So I'm going to show you a card, and we got 15. So we got 15 emergencies, okay? 15 emergencies. I'm going to be showing cards with blurred words on there, and then I'm going to show you the full card once it's guessed completely, okay? That is how you play Call 911. How you doing, Miss Brenda? Good morning. I listened to a YouTube interview where a young has allegedly accused Tyler Perry of sexual misconduct. What? Wait, say that again. I listened to a YouTube interview where a young person has allegedly accused Tyler Perry of sexual misconduct. What? Send me that story. We're going to have to look into that one. Good morning, Miss Jackie Taylor. So that's how 911 go, y'all. I got all of the cards, which these are all emergencies, right? It's 911. What is your emergency? You're going to see two different sets of cards. You're going to see one of the cards with the bold letters bolded out or blacked out, okay? Because those are words that I have to describe to you as far as you trying to figure out what the emergency was, okay? And then once the emergency has been completely guessed, then I will show you the card of the emergency and you'll see what the quote was or what the emergency was. So that's how 911 is played, okay? So again, let's go up here. And this is the game right here. It's called Call 911. So this is what we're playing, okay? We're going to run this through the stream like this way. Okay? So Call 911. A game of unexpected emergencies, okay? Again, we got 15 cards, so there's 15 emergencies, okay? Your job is to guess the words in bold on these cards that I have to describe to you for you to guess back at me, okay? Once the emergency is completely guessed, I will then show you the complete card, okay? That's what we're doing. What's going on, Miss Alicia? How you doing? Happy Tuesday, honey. You just in time. We didn't even start yet. So let's get to it. 911. What is your emergency? Blank started a blank about blank. Okay? Blank started a blank. As y'all see, these are blurred out. This is what all the cards going to look like until you fully guess the emergency. Blank started a blank about blank. Okay? So now listen to what I'm describing to y'all, because all of the things that you see bolded out or shaded out are bold words of the quote that I have to guess to you or describe to you, should I say, for you to try to figure out what the emergency was. So I'm going to use fewer words because this is also a game of using fewer words when you describing those words that's blanked out, okay? It's describing them in few words, but you see the emergency says blank started a blank about blank. Okay. So my first word in bold is this is somebody you dealt with in your past. So whether this will be male or female to you, this will be a person of your past that you had relations with. That is the hint. These are people of your past, whether they be females or males, that you had personal relations with or relationships with. What do you call them? What do you call those kind of peoples that you dealt with of your past? And whether this be a male or a female, they are of your past. So what do we call most of those people? That will give you your first bold word. People of your past that you have relations with is called what? Okay. They are called what? Okay. How you doing, Miss Kermy? Miss Jennifer? People of your past that you may have dealt with or have relations with are people who you consider to be blank to you now. That will give you the first wording of that, ex, exactly. Your ex. So you see how Miss Brenda said X. So now listen, it's my ex started a blank about blank. My ex started a blank about blank. So the next word will be something like I'm doing right now. When people run live streams or they have discussions live on something, oh, what do you call talk to a 2K show? If that's what do you call that? Almost like that's like a blank. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who do a show like him, 2K, what would you consider that to be? That's my hint to y'all. That is the hint. Somebody like 2K who runs that kind of a setting, you would call his show a what? What is that? Okay. When you run those type of streams or either the one that I'm running, you would call these what? Exactly, Miss Brenda, a podcast. Exactly, a podcast. So she's on top of the game. My ex started a podcast about blank. Blank myself and I, that's all I got in the end. Is what I found out. Blank myself and I, that's all I got in the end. Is what I found out. That's going to give you the last word. Blank myself and I. Blank myself and I. When you hear somebody saying blank myself and I, they're referencing to blank myself and I, me. Exactly. She gets the whole 911 emergency, which is this. My ex started a podcast about me. Do you get it? My ex started a podcast about me. Do you get it? So you see all of those words in bold are words that I had to describe to you all using fewer words, but it is the emergency. 911. What is your emergency? My ex started a podcast about me. You see how that goes? So let's move on to the other card, okay? That's exactly how it goes. You see all of those words in bold? Those are words I described to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So those are words you're not going to see on the card when I show it to you the first time. I have to describe just like what I did when I described your ex, when I describe what a podcast is, when I describe me, myself, and I. You know what I'm saying? This is the emergency. My ex started a podcast about me. Okay, so let's move on. And as I do these cards, I'm going to remove them because I don't want to get mixed up. I got a lot of shit in here. Okay, 911. What is your emergency? Someone put a blank in my blank. 911. What is your emergency? Someone put a blank in my blank. So listen to the first clue word. We not talking about an anaconda, and we know that's a big ass snake, but what's another one closest to an anaconda that's also a big snake? Okay, if you're not saying the anaconda, what other type of snake is you saying that's also large? So it's not an anaconda, but it is a what? Can somebody tell me what I'm describing? This will not be an anaconda, but it will be a what? Mm-hmm. Not a python. Nope, it's not python. Mm-mm. This ain't no anaconda, but it is another big snake. What am I saying? What am I saying? Huh? It's not an anaconda. Remember, this is a type of a reptile. I'm describing it to y'all. Listen, it's not an anaconda. However, this is still a large snake. What am I describing? You only supposed to use fewer words, but somebody should get it. It's not a python, but you kind of in the realm when you're thinking about it. Keep going. Name some more. If it's not an anaconda, what is the biggest snake of them all? What is the biggest one? What is the biggest one? Okay. If it's not an anaconda, then it's what? Okay. If it ain't an anaconda, then what is it? Doon 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 no 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 doon 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 no doon 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 doon. Nope, definitely not a penis. Listen, A anaconda is a type of a snake. What is the largest snake to an anaconda? As a matter of fact, these are bigger than anacondas. So, what is the largest snake? Okay, what is the name of the largest snake? It's not a boa. No, you guys have got a couple more minutes or you're going to be Xing out on this first word. Okay, you're going to be Xing out on this first word. What is the biggest snake of them all? Okay, what is the biggest snake of them all? No, not a boa constructor, not a green anaconda. Nope. I see y'all guessing. Dun, dun. Man, how y'all missing this shit right here? How y'all missing this shit here? I'm talking about these bigger than anacondas. This is not the anaconda. Anaconda, kinda, not the anaconda. Y'all out. King Cobra. I say the cobra. Okay. So someone put a king cobra in my blank. Okay, what do you call jeans? Okay, jeans or jogging. Your sweat blank jeans. What are those called to you? Things that you put on your legs, honey. What are those things to you that you put on your legs? Okay, to cover your legs. What are those called? That is the hint. What are those things called that you put on your legs, honey? Pants. There we go. Listen, 911. What is your emergency? Someone put a king cobra in my pants. 911. What is your emergency? Someone put a king cobra in my pants. Do you see what I mean? 911. Y'all got that partially right because y'all couldn't guess King Cobra for the life of you. But Miss Brenda did get the ending of the pants. 911. What is your emergency? Someone put a King Cobra in my pants. Okay. That's exactly what we're doing. All right. Let's get that card up out of here. What's going on, Miss Renee? Happy Tuesday, honey. Miss Melissa. So we're gonna remove that card, okay? Because we through with that. All right. We done with this one right here. So we're gonna delete that too. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, we're gonna delete this. We just seen this. Okay. They also upgraded my stage too to some more shit. So I like how they got this one right here. Listen, 911. What is your emergency? A blank ate my blank. What is your emergency? A blank ate my blank. Now, the first bold word will be this. This is an animal with a long, 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 long neck. That's all I'm going to say to you. It's one of these animals with the longest neck ever. This animal has the longest motherfucking neck. Now, the first person that I see that could give me the answer to the first bold word will be what I put across my screen. This animal has a long neck. Okay. One of the longest necks on the animal anyway. You know what I'm saying? Not there you go, a giraffe. So a giraffe ate my blank. Okay, you see how she guessed a giraffe ate my blank. When you play lottery, okay, when you play lottery, and this is for the big millions and billions, what kind of a lottery is that called? Okay, when you play that good lotto and you playing for the millions, okay, you call that lottery what? What's the name of it? You understand me? That is your hint. It's a lottery and it's the big hitter, it's the big lotto. So what is that called right there? When you play lotto, not mega. Nope, nope. It's very known. It's not mega. Think of, you got to keep going, Miss Brenda. It's not mega. It's not mega. Mm-mm. What it is? What is it? What is it? It's not mega. It's a type of lotto. There you go. Powerball. Okay. Powerball. So 911. What is your emergency? A draft ate my Powerball ticket. Okay. A draft ate my Powerball ticket. Okay. That is the emergency. 911, they calling in saying that a draft ate their Powerball ticket. Okay. And that is what it's doing. So we're going to get that one up out of here. Okay. Let's go on to the next emergency here. 911. What is your emergency? The blank serve me blank. The blank serve me blank. So when you don't eat meat, you go to these type of restaurants. If you don't really indulge in meat, that's my hint to y'all. When a person who really do not eat meat, they're going to sit in a what type of restaurant? Tell me, what kind of a restaurant if you don't eat meat? You eat plant-based shit. So if you eat plant-based shit, what kind of a restaurant are you sitting in if you're only on plant-based dieting? Okay? That is the hint. Okay? That is the hint to you all. Vegan, but it's a vegan. So listen, the vegan restaurant serve me blank. When people make this, you can churn this. People, they churn this when they make it themselves. It's salted and unsalted. That is your hint. People churn it when they make it, and it's salted and sometimes unsalted. Come on now. That is your hint. That's all I'm going to give you. That's it. You're supposed to be able to describe things using fewer words. People churn it when they make it themselves, and it's salted or unsalted. What we saying? I see Miss Brenda on top of the game. Butter. 911. What is your emergency? The vegan restaurant served me butter. Okay. The vegan restaurant serves me butter. Okay. So that was the emergency. The vegan restaurant served me butter. Miss Brenda is on top of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kind of slacking on this one right here. Y'all gonna have to catch up, okay? Cause she definitely on top of y'all heels. She done got them all damn near. All of the cards, damn near. Hey, 911. What is your emergency? I had in blank, and now I have a blank. Okay. 911. What is your emergency? I had in blank, and now I have a blank. So the first bold word is this. When you are releasing demons out of a people, that's called a what? When somebody of a priest, a pastor, is releasing demons from an individual, they are doing a what on them. You know what I'm saying? That is your hint. Don 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 don. No 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 no. Listen, all of those movies like Poltergeist, uh all of those movies where the priests actually have to release demons out of a people, they are performing what on those people? Exorcisms. Exactly. Exorcisms. I had an exorcism and now I have a blank. When you have the weirdest, when you have the hardest throbbing pain in your head, that's called a what? That is called a what? When you have the most throbbing pain in your head, that is a what? Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Miss Brenda on top of this shit. Boy, a migraine. 911. What is your emergency? I had an exorcism and now I have a migraine. Y'all see how that go? I had an exorcism and now I have a migraine. Okay. She's on top of the game. She is hip to this already. She said don't play with her. Miss Brenda said don't play with her when it comes to this game here. Don't play with her. Cause she's on top of it. You hear me? When I say she on top of the motherfucking shit, she on top of the shit. Hey, listen, 911. What is your emergency? A blank with a blank. I blank with a blank of a blank. So I blank with a blank of a blank. Okay. I blank with a blank of a blank. So listen. First bold word is when you get up in the morning and you rising on up. What is that? When you rise on up, you what? When you rised up, when you rised up, baby. First thing you do in the morning is do what? What y'all doing? Rising up is another word of saying what? Woke up. I'm gonna accept your answer. So I woke up with a blank of a blank. Okay. When somebody get permanent ink on their body, let's say the face this time, because I'm going to give you one of the words. If you get permanent ink on your face, that is called a what? When you get permanent ink in your face, that is a what? When you get permanent ink in your face, that is called a what, people? Permanent ink. Permanent ink into what? Permanent ink is what? I got 9 of these. Okay. I got about 9 of my own tattoo. Bet. So I woke up with a face tattoo of a blank. Hey, we put these in our crab oil bags. They curve up. And when you call a man this when they small. You can call a man this with that when they small. You don't want no blank. You don't want no little blank. You don't want no little blank when they small. You might call a man this when they small, but this is something you put in seafood bags, seafood boils. Okay. What kind of food am I describing there? When they be like, oh boy, you just a blank. Or when you put these in your seafood, a shrimp. Right there. I see it. So 911, what is your emergency? I woke up with a face tattoo of a shrimp. I woke up with a face tattoo of a shrimp. Okay. The emergency is I woke up with a face tattoo of a shrimp. And you see how those bold wordings are bold? Those are words that people need to describe to another when you are trying to guess the emergency. Okay. As I am describing every last one of them to you all. Okay. Let's move on to the next emergency. We're going to move on. Make sure y'all react to the live. Make sure y'all share the live. Don't want no any teeny weeny leedy shrimp man. Right. Right, Miss Alicia. Don't want no any bitty little too little shrimp man. Okay. She too funny. Ain't she funny, Miss Jackie? Listen. 911. What is your emergency? Blank are eating my blank. Blank are eating my blank. 911. What is your emergency? Blank are eating my blank. Now, instead of saying this animal to be this, they also are called wild jackasses. And if you call this animal a jackass, you are calling what a jackass? A jackass is a what? That is the hint. The jackass is also known as the what? Okay. If you call this animal to be a jackass, or if you call somebody this and you rephrase it as a jackass, you are calling them a what? Because these animals are also known as jackasses. What are we saying? There you go, the donkey. Okay. Wild donkeys are eating my blank. Aretha Franklin said this, cause a blank is still a blank. And baby girl, you're still a flower. What Aretha say? Cause a blank is still a blank. Da-da-da-da, baby girl, you're still a flower. Cause a blank is still a blank. A rose. Aretha Franklin said, cause a rose is still a rose. So 911, what is your emergency? Wild donkeys are eating my roses. Okay. Wild donkeys are eating my roses. Y'all see what I mean? Y'all see what I mean? Okay. Wild donkeys are eating my roses. Listen, let's go on to the next one. 911. What is your emergency? Blank sliced me with her blank. Blank sliced me with her blank. Now, who sing this? I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was going hard like a broken heart. And it's always hard. I'm wide awake. Who's singing that? I love me some of this artist right here. She said, I'm wide awake. Who's singing that right there? Yeah, I was going hard with a broken heart. And it's always hard. I'm wide awake. Who is that? I should have knew then what I know now. Couldn't give in, couldn't bow down. I'm wide awake. Who is wide awake? Who's singing wide awake? Okay. Who sing wide awake? Okay. She also, this artist also have that like Barbie doll persona. She also gives that Barbie doll persona too. She wear colorful wigs. She's definitely a pop artist. And she sing, I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was going hard with a broken heart. Who is that? I'm wide awake. Y'all know who sing wide awake? Y'all know about the pop artist here? This pop artist right here? She gives that Barbie feel. You know what I'm saying? She definitely give that. No, she's not a rapper. Not Nicki Minaj. Not Britney. No, she's not. No, no. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was going hard with a broken heart. Who is that? I'm wide awake. It's not Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is not a pop artist. She's a rapper. Okay. So no, it's not Nicki Minaj. She's a pop artist. She is also one of those people who gives that Barbie feel. Okay. Y'all naming rappers. Y'all not naming pop artists. It's definitely not Britney. No. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was going hard with a broken heart. I'm wide awake. Look like y'all not finna guess this one. I wish I knew then what I know now. Couldn't dive in, couldn't bow down. I'm wide awake. Y'all don't know who this person is for real. Y'all saying rappers. Y'all giving me rappers' name. Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj. No, them are rappers, honey. We talking about, I'm giving it to you, Miss Latuska, Katy Perry. I know what you mean. It's Katy Perry. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I was going hard with a broken heart. Okay, Katy Perry. So Katy Perry sliced me with her blank. Now, when women wear those heels that got the thin heel on the back, you call those what? The ones that got that thin motherfucking stance in the back. I'm talking about the heel got the very thin thing that they're standing on. You call those what? Or some people get their nails shaped in this kind of a way. It's also a nail shape, but it's a type of a heel and it's also a shape of a nail. Okay. What am I saying? Okay. Those heels that be very thin with the heel on the back, you call them what? How you doing, Miss Destiny? I see you in here. Happy Tuesday. Stilettos. You can get a stiletto shaped nail or you can wear stiletto heels. So 911, what is your emergency? Katy Perry sliced me with her stiletto. Okay. 911, what is your emergency? Katy Perry sliced me with her stiletto. Okay. Just like that. Okay, we gonna move on. 911. What is your emergency? I found blank of blank in my blank. I found blank of blank in my blank. Okay, so you see there's three bold words that needs to be described. They say 6 pounds, so what's after 6 pounds? What will be after 6 pounds? Okay. I mean, that is your hint. And I'm not gonna say no more. Like, what is after 6 pounds? You understand me? If you at 6 pounds and you're trying to go after six, you are at what? You are at what now? Okay. If you are already at 6 pounds and you go behind six, you are doing how many pounds is that? Okay, that's simple math, people. If you got 6 pounds and you're adding another pound to that, you are at what? Okay, 7 pounds. I see you, Miss Donna. Okay, I found 7 pounds of blank in my blank. Next bold word is this. When you're outside and you see animals dead on the ground, that is called what? Okay, when you're outdoors and you're driving and you see those animals on the ground, they deceased, baby. It's a word for that. What you call shit like that when you see it in a street or on the curb, boo? You see animals that's dead on the curb. It's a word that you call that shit. That's gonna give you your next bold word. What we calling that? Mm, roadkill. Exactly. So listen, I found 7 pounds of roadkill in my blank. Hey, when you at home and you putting stuff in there to actually get very hard and keep it cold, you putting that shit in what? You get when you put your meats and things in this place to get it very hard and to preserve it and to keep it very hard and cold, you put that in your what? That is your hint. That's all I'm going to say because that's just very simple, people. When you go home from shopping at the store for groceries, you put your meat in a what? Okay? You put your meat and ice in what, honey? What do you put that shit in? Okay? And you gonna guess the motherfucking emergency after that, okay? In your freezer. Gotcha. So 911, what is your emergency? I found 7 pounds of roadkill in my freezer. 911, what is your emergency? I found 7 pounds of roadkill in my freezer. Y'all get it? Mm-hmm. Ooh, child. Listen, let's call it in. We got another caller. 911. What is your emergency? Blank is making me blank. Blank is making me blank. So blank is making me blank. Hey, this is a quarterback off the Patriots team. That's all I'm going to say to you. He's the quarterback for the Patriots. Okay. He's the quarterback. What's his name? He's the quarterback for the Patriots. 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 Who we talking about? What's going on, Miss Camille? I see you in here. Who the quarterback for the Patriots? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. This the man. I'm talking about the one. Okay. He's the quarterback for that team, or he was, if he still is. I would hope that he still is, but he has been the quarterback for a long time for the team, the Patriots. What are we saying? We talking about the one who was the quarterback for the Patriots. Okay. What's his name? What's his name? The one that is the quarterback for the Patriots. What is his name? Y'all don't know who I'm saying? And that's the only hint I'm going to give you. That is very much so, even giving you a big hint. He's the quarterback for the NFL team, the Patriots. Okay. He will be their quarterback. Okay. What is his name? You know what I'm saying? Who am I talking about? What's his name? Miss Alicia says she don't know. What is his name? 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 What is the name? What is the name? Y'all get a few. Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Time up. Tom Brady. Okay. The answer was Tom Brady. Tom Brady has been the Patriots quarterback for a long time. Okay. And he might still be. I'm not really a fanatic of the sports, but I do know that I know about him because, the Patriots used to win a lot of shit. So Tom Brady is making me blank. Okay, what did you make little kids do that most little kids did not like to sit down and eat? You said, "Oh, you better sit down and eat that." Okay, when you had to tell kids to sit down, you can't have no cake or ice cream until you eat some of these first. Most little kids don't like to eat these first, so you have to make them eat, and you gotta bribe them to eat them. So, what is that? That's gonna be an overall word because it includes a lot of these too. A lot of kids do not like to eat these. And you have to say to them, you want to sit your little ass down and eat some of these first before you get any chips, hot chips, or whatever. You better eat them what? Vegetables. There you go. Listen, 911. What is your emergency? Tom Brady is making me eat vegetables. 911. What is your emergency? Tom Brady is making me eat vegetables. Okay. That is the call. Looks like we got another caller coming in. Looks like we got another call coming in. Oh, shoot. Look like we got another motherfucking caller coming in. 911. What is your emergency? I found a blank at the blank. 911. What is your emergency? I found a blank at the blank. So listen, Jason carried this type of a tool with him, how he fatality motherfuckers. If you know who Jason is, he used one of these to fatality every victim. That is your hint. Do 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 Jason fatality your ass with this type of a tool. Do 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 do. What's the tool that Jason used on all his victims to fatality they ass? He always used this to fatality to finish you. He used this same tool to finish your ass, okay? He walks slow with his big ass, be walking through the motherfucking wooded areas in the dark with this heavy motherfucking piece of motherfucking shit. I'm talking about he finna fatality your ass with that motherfucker too. It's a name for it. Not a chainsaw, hell no. Not even the K word, not an axe either. They call this a certain type of a motherfucking thing. My mama had one of these. My mama had one of these motherfuckers too. It ain't the K word. Nope, it's not that word, y'all. Y'all lost. Doon, 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 doon. Doon, 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 doon. No 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 ding dong. He got that machete. A machete. Okay. Jason have a machete. Okay. That's what you call a machete. You hear me? He carry a machete. So I found a machete at the blank. Hey, Wisconsin Dells is also known as a what? That is your hint. A place like Wisconsin Dells, because I know y'all all over in different places, but if you travel to Wisconsin, most people come here for that. Most people come to Wisconsin just for that attraction itself. If you ever been to Wisconsin Dells, that's also known as a what? Dun 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 dun. No 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 dun 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 na 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 Dun, 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 ding, dong. Anybody who have ever traveled all across the world to come to Wisconsin Dells, that is a water park, okay? So Wisconsin Dells is definitely a water park. So 911, what is your emergency? I found a machete at the water park. 911, what is your emergency? I found a machete at the water park. That's something y'all did not guess. That's one card y'all did not get right at all with neither one of the words, okay? That's the first card, okay? So I found a machete at the water park, okay? We're going to get rid of that. Looks like I got another caller. Looks like I got another caller coming in, okay? 911. What is your emergency? I can't remove the blank from my blank. I can't remove the blank from my blank. Okay. I can't remove the blank from my blank. Listen, blank, shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes, blank, shoulder, knees and toes. That is your hint. Blank, shoulder, knees and toes. What am I saying? Blank, shoulder, knees and toes. Okay, that will give you your first bold word. Blank, shoulder, knees and toes. Blank, shoulder, knees and toes. Okay, that will give you the first word to this 911 caller. What am I saying? Okay, head, of course. Head, okay? I can't remove the head from my blank. Hey, I love you. If you're dressing up like this person, who is it? I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Who is that? If you dressing up in that type of costume, you are who? I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great. There it goes. See, Miss Alicia, you got it. Barney. 911. What is your emergency? I can't remove my head from my Barney costume. Okay. I can't remove my head from my Barney costume. Okay. That is it. You guessed it, girl. You got that one. Okay, I think I got another caller coming in. 911. What is your emergency? Blank threw my blank into a bucket. Blank threw my blank into a bucket. Now, this is a very known basketball player. He played for the what's that? He played for the same team Kobe played for. He eventually played for them. He used to play for Miami Heats, but then he started to play for the Lakers as well. Hey, that's your clue. This motherfucker started off with the Miami Heats, then he went to the motherfucking Lakers. Hey, who I'm saying? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, 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 no. You gotta say his whole name, Miss Alicia. His whole name. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Dun, 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 dun. LeBron James. Yes. Okay, LeBron James. So LeBron James threw my blank into a bucket. Hey, leave it to blank. When people say leave it to blank, hey, that phrase, leave it to blank, leave her to blank. People say leave her to blank. Okay, leave her to blank, leave her to blank, leave her to blank. And these animals also got two front big ass teeth. They like to chuck, chuck, chuck at wood, but they also be like leave her to blank. What is that when they say leave her to blank? Leave her to blank. That is your hint. These animals also chuck down on that woodchuck chuck woodchuck chuck woodchuck chuck wood. That shit. You know what I'm saying? Beaver. You got it, Miss Alicia. Beaver. So 911. What is your motherfucking emergency? LeBron James threw my pet beaver into a bucket. 911. What is your emergency? LeBron James threw my pet beaver into a bucket. Okay. Just like that. We got a couple cards left yet. Just only 2 now. We did 15. I think I got another caller coming in. 911. What is your emergency? I got my blank caught in a blank. I got my blank caught in a blank. Now, see, you seen this word before, but I'm gonna have to describe it different. Okay. If somebody hit you with a bottle over your cranium, they have hit you in your motherfucking what? If a motherfucker lifted that good bottle and took it across your motherfucking cranium, your dome, they have just hit you with what? What part of your body just got hit? Do 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 do. No, 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 no. Your head. Listen, I see you, Miss Alicia. Your head. They have just popped you upside the dome, which is another word for your head, boo. If you got hit with that motherfucking good bottle across your cranium, bro, you got hit in the motherfucking head. Okay? So listen, I got my head caught into a blank. Hey, these type of doors go around and round and round. So they just spin. What type of doors am I saying? The ones that just spin, that you can just constantly spin through. It's a word for those type of doors. What is that? That's a kind of door. What is it? The ones that constantly just keep go spinning around and around and around and around. That it is your clue. Don't 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 don't. No 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 dum 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 dum. What is those kind of doors called when you constantly they constantly spin around and around and around. You can constantly go through them. You're going to be able to go through them and they're going to spin every time when you walk through one. Okay. It's like a door that keeps spinning, but it's a name for them kind of doors. What you call them? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. No 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 dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, y'all. You know, like when you see these bookcases that people actually get to walk through, they look like bookcases, but they actually walls and they can be doors and you go through them. And once you go through them, sometimes they spin and sometimes they keep spinning because it's a certain kind of a door that constantly keeps spinning, not a door mirror. Nope, I see y'all saying a door mirror. No, a door that constantly keeps spinning sometimes once you go through that could be called a what? It's a name for them. It's a door that just keeps on spinning once you go through them. A revolving door. Exactly. There we go. 911. What is your emergency? I got my head caught in a revolving door. I got my head caught in a revolving door. Okay. So I got my head caught in a revolving door. Okay. And that is the emergency. We got one more emergency left, you all. One more. We did 15 cards. This is the last caller coming in. Okay. 911. What is your emergency? The blank are living in the blank in my house. The blank are living in the blank in my house. Snow White and the Seven what? Okay, that is Snow White and what? Snow White and what? That's your hint. Snow White and what? Snow White has what? What does Snow White have along with her that's also in her title? When you think of Snow White, you also have to think of the what? Okay, when you think of Snow White, you cannot also think of Snow White without mentioning the what. Okay, you have to mention the what when you mention Snow White. So Snow White and the what? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Not the man. Mm-mm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Seven Doors, of course. When you think of Snow White, you cannot miss the Seven Doors. Okay, you cannot. When you think of Snow White, it's going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So listen, the seven dwarfs are living in the blank in my house. Now, this is not the basement. Most houses have a basement, but some also have a blank where they store stuff in, or the blank can be used for storage space, or some people even make those places out of a bedroom, but it's not a basement. So if you're not talking about a basement, then you're talking about a what? Dude, that is your hint. Dun 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 dun. The attic. Period. You're not talking about a basement, which most houses do have a basement, but some also have an attic. So 911, what is your emergency? The seven dwarfs are living in the attic in my house. The seven dwarfs are living in the attic in my house. Okay. And that is how you actually play 911. Okay. 911 is really a simple, fun game. Okay. It is just like that. You see how some of those letters are in bold? You're going to see an emergency on every card. Some of the words are going to be in big, bold letters. Those are words I have to describe to people for them to try to guess what would be the emergency. So this is how you actually play call 911. Okay. And there's so many different cards and phrases on here, bro. We hadn't played this one in a long time. You understand me? And it's definitely crazy emergencies on here, baby. Some of these words have 4 to 5 bold words on here, but I wanted to pick the ones with fewer words because when I actually come and play this live, you know what I'm saying? And when I play this live with y'all, we're going to do it again. You know what I'm saying? But I like to actually describe to y'all all of the bold words because I can't show the cards until all of the words are described, but it is definitely a fun game. Okay, all you have to do is really listen to the description of the bold wording, guess that, okay, and you will be able to guess the emergency. Simple as that. It is simply fun like that. That is how you play Call 911, people. Well, that's really what Midnight came to do, is play a game with you all. Midnight also have to go back to work tonight. So I'm gonna go in there and make me some food to eat, you all. I wanted to play that one with y'all because that one has not been played in a long time. Right. We don't, cause Miss Michelle, we don't even pay attention to angry faces over here, boo. It's definitely some haters on the book. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you just ain't gonna be able to shy away from. You know what I'm saying? You just not gonna be able to shy away from these motherfucking haters. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna always be a mad bitch in a place somewhere. But I look at it as them showing me mad love. Cause see, listen, they in my room this morning. They definitely want call for or send for. So who they come to see? I must be important to them motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? I got to be important to them because they came to my room. You know what I'm saying? And they just really mad that they can't even indulge in this type of scenery right here voluntarily. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna always have a mad bitch on the site, you know what I'm saying, on the scene somewhere. That's something that we just can't get rid of. You feel me? You're gonna always deal with a mad bitch or a mad press bitch somewhere. But see, I don't even give them hoes no attention because I can't see them no way, even through StreamYard. But even when I'm not through StreamYard, I don't give them none. You know what I'm saying? I say fuck the hoes. They miserable and mad because, like I said, they can't be in my room. You understand me? They can't be voluntarily right here enjoying the game like everybody else do. They really want to be part of the festivities. You feel what I'm saying? But they just can't. Because me and I don't fuck with motherfucking fugazi ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I don't fuck with the fugazis. You know what I'm saying? With the fakes. You know, we weed out the fakes around here. And I definitely don't give them no play. So when you over here, you just have to really excuse the motherfucking mad faces, honey. You gonna see them all across the motherfucking internet. Do you hear me? It's not gonna be nothing that a motherfucker can do about a motherfucking pressed ass hater. You understand me? You just gotta keep on doing what you do. You just gotta keep on paying it forth. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta keep doing. You gotta keep pushing and paying it forth. They can't do it like me. See, they wish they was entertaining as me too. You know what I'm saying? And they just ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just it in that area. You know what I'm saying? I'm just it right there. So I guess that's another motherfucking key pointer as to why I'm motherfucking mad. But shit, you gonna have to find yourself getting glad, baby. Cause I just don't give a fuck. You know how dude said, I just don't give a fuck. Mm-mm. That is call 911. That shit fun as hell. So that's the way we play, you all. Y'all kind of got an idea. We hadn't did it in a long time, so we had to just run that one back. You know what I'm saying? Run that one back because that's also fun. So next time when we play, whether it be through this way, because I actually had to take pictures and scan all of my cards in, which took some time. You know what I'm saying? I had to actually scan all of my cards in, and then I had to, black them out too. But it's worth doing because that's fun. You know what I'm saying? For y'all to see the card, because people need to see. Sometime you need a visual. So I wanted to black out bold wording so y'all can still see the card while I describe the shit to y'all, and then y'all guess it. And then once it's fully guessed, I wanted to show y'all the card. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what I did. So just come through and play it again when we get ready to play it again. On that note, it is your girl. Midnight, y'all be easy on this good Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday. Who doing tacos today? Who doing tacos today? I hope they got a little taco bar down there in the motherfucking cafeteria when I go to work, honey. I hope they got one of them motherfuckers today, because usually some Tuesdays they do that for us where we can build our own taco. I hope they got that going on this week. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like a taco. Or I might consider to make my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? One or the other. However, this is your girl, Midnight. I'ma holla back. Y'all make sure that y'all share the live. Okay, we do a lot of different games over here. We also gonna have to do a game of deal or no deal over here. If you have never seen how I play my deal or no deal, you want to play mine too, because I use that realistic looking money. I do have the deal or no deal cards for suitcases. We're gonna even do that, and I'm thinking about incorporating deal or no deal with my next giveaway. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about incorporating my deal or no deal game with my next giveaway. So if you have not saw how I do my deal or no deal over here, you need to come over here and play it, because we do use realistic looking money. We do have the deal or no deal cash value cards and suitcases. Okay. I just know how to make my games pop for me. You know what I'm saying? That's really why they mad. That's really why they mad, boo. But they gonna have to stay mad. A bitch came to see me this morning, so I'm big pressure. I must be the motherfucking it girl, because men, I don't check for no motherfucking haters. Them motherfuckers be coming checking for me early in the morning. Can't wait till I press my live button to come check for me. So I must be the important motherfucker in their life to them. Because them motherfuckers, I want you to know this for one fact. You're not important to me. You're not somebody who I think about. You're not somebody who I care to see. You're not somebody here who I care to think of or visit. So the fact them motherfuckers come see me whenever I press my live, it just only shows that I'm living in their head rent free, bro. So you can't let them mad faces bother you, because them motherfuckers, they're some haters. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you on the internet, that's something that you're not gonna be able to really shot from with nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna always have a press mad bitch on the internet. These hoes really don't have no legitimate reason as to why they don't like you, or as to why they don't fucking like you, or what they do, or why they do what they do. Some of them have been called out to be snakes and you dismiss them hoes. So this is why they salty. You know what I'm saying? That's a salty bitch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been found out to be a fake hoe, a fake bitch, or fugazi. You know what I'm saying? When you have to drop the motherfuckers off to the curb because you been there, tried and done that with them motherfuckers. You just don't give motherfuckers benefit of doubt. And that's one thing Midnight ain't finna do with motherfuckers to move forward. I'm usually that benefit of a doubt type of bitch. But I ain't finna give too much benefit of doubt to these motherfuckers from the internet, especially when they show me what kind of shit they doing and who they are for real. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just let a motherfucker show you who the fuck they are and dismiss them just like trash. You know what I'm saying? Like how you take your trash to the curb or you take your trash to the back of an alley. The trash people come pick that shit up. You know what I'm saying? You got to dismiss people like that. You know what I'm saying? And disregard them for real. So when you dismiss them, you don't think about them. You don't backtrack for them or reach for them. So the fact that they reach for you or seek to reach for you, that shit don't even get my attention. So this is why I say to y'all, my audience, if I don't really let that shit bother me, y'all don't let them bother y'all. Them hoes showing me mad love because all that shit count. Them motherfuckers coming over here supporting my page, low key. They coming over here supporting my motherfucking page, low key. You know what I'm saying? So let the motherfuckers go on here do it. You know what I'm saying? Let them go on here give that good mad love they give because that's still support to my page at the end of the day. Okay? On that note, y'all make sure y'all be easy on this good Tuesday. If it is nice and hot in your city or state, make sure that you stay hydrated with some water. Okay. Again, Midnight is getting up off this motherfucker app to go in her kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Fix me some dinner for breakfast. You understand me? Before I even relax for the day. Okay. Them hoes mad because they can't go to the bank and drop off some money. You know what I'm saying? And make a deposit. Because today is my deposit day. Okay. Yes, I will be doing that as soon as my husband come off his job. Okay, see, they mad about shit like that, but see, I stack over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm stacking money over here. I work hard over here. Hey, let me say this too. Y'all, I put that post up. That's why them hoes mad though. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of reasons why the motherfucking hoes mad at me. I had to realize I sat back and really thought about it. Like, first of all, I'm pretty black. Okay. That's first. Second of all, I got a very beautiful family. That's second. My family that includes myself, my children, my husband is a handsome man. Okay. I have busting motherfucking careers for me. Okay. That's another fact. I'm a bitch that has my priorities right. I'm a bitch that's talented in many areas. You know what I'm saying? I'm talented in so many different areas from able to do decor because my house is nice too. You know what I'm saying? I love to decorate. I love to actually, I'm very creative. I'm definitely a great cooker, very, very great housekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Even with being a full time worker myself, I'm a great housekeeper, great wife, mother. Um, Man, I got so many things about me that I'm great at. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I consider myself the jack of all trades for real. I'm like really the definition of somebody who could be the jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody who could be the definition of jack of all trades over here for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at me. The motherfuckers mad about my personality, bruh. The motherfuckers mad because I'm funny, bruh. The motherfuckers mad. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't deliver content like me. Okay. For them to have some piece of content, they gotta be miserable bitches. You know what I'm saying? They gotta actually be miserable bitches doing shit like this on from one platform to the next. They ain't got nothing going on for themselves on their own platform. You know what I'm saying? They can't do shit like this. A lot of motherfuckers then try to mimic Midnight doing a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm actually encouraging a lot of motherfuckers when it comes to this internet shit. Them motherfuckers mad because I'm very intellectual too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very hood person too at the same time. Like I said, I love the ghetto and I am ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking that away from me. You hear me? I'm definitely somebody who's still ghetto. You know what I'm saying? But again, I know how to be ghetto and I'm very intelligent as well. You know what I'm saying? I just don't take that shit from nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I am. They mad because they can't have intellectual conversations about shit that's going on in the world. Hey, let me put this out here since we're talking about this. I want to definitely talk about this real quick too, because I took this to my personal page and talked about it a little bit too. But hey, I think a lot of people got the misconception wrong when it comes to that big, beautiful bill. You understand me? You talking about the one that Carrot Top signed, the newest bill, right? It's called the Big Beautiful Bill. All right. A lot of y'all heard about the Big Beautiful Bill, right? Okay. So a lot of people, I was looking at myths and facts as it pertains to the Big Beautiful Bill, and this is on the whitehouse.gov. So I'm actually into the whitehouse.gov on the internet doing my own research, okay? Which I'm going to encourage people to do their own research too, okay? However, it is a lot of myths going around about a lot of things, and some of the shit is factual, some of it is not. So you want to do your own research when it comes to the Big Beautiful Bill, okay? However, a lot of misconception that I'm hearing people talk about is Medicaid or Medicare. Don't y'all know that Medicaid or Medicare is not changing for people? As a matter of fact, they're strengthening Medicaid and Medicare. There's not going to really be any changes to Medicaid or Medicare. Okay? The Big Beautiful Bill is really going to only affect able-bodied people. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about able-bodied because somebody who works can still be on Medicare. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who still works can have a Medicare plan where they pay a premium. You know what I'm saying? They're not changing any of the policies or rules to Medicare. They're enhancing them, they're strengthening them. So this will be strengthening the rules and regulations and policies for people like this. Pregnant women, you're talking about minors, you're talking about seniors, you're talking about those who even qualify under low income families. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to change. As a matter of fact, the Big Beautiful Bill is also going to enhance all of you working people to bring home more of your pay. So it's going to be less tax cuts in your pay. So they're also increasing it to where more citizens will actually go home with more of their paycheck, because you know that taxes are really eating you up at this time right now. He's making it to where it's going to be less tax breaks and cuts for working people. You know how one time it did not ever seem to be middle class, you know? It seemed like middle class people were ones instinct. You were either to be poor or rich. You know what I'm saying? You were either to be one or the other. It seems like the Big Beautiful Bill is almost recreating it so that middle class families can actually exist again. Because at one point in time, there was really no such thing again as a middle class. You were either poor or rich. All right. They were considering you to be one or the other. So it seems like it's going to be less tax cuts for working people, which means you're going to see more of your money when you take home your pay from work. They're going to be doing less tax cuts. When it comes to Medicare, they're not doing any changes to Medicare. Okay? They're strengthening the policies to Medicare. Now, when it comes to, let's talk about government assistance real quick. Now, let y'all know something real quick. Me being in health and human services for almost about 4 years now, I have to say that this is something that we are not just hearing about. This is something that's been spoke about time before with other presidents, that they were going to come to a time where they enforce working people or able body, not working. Let's say able body. Okay, when it comes to government assistance, we have not, this is not the first time we heard about the government actually implementing or enforcing able-bodied motherfuckers who receive government assistance to get up off his or her ass, right? We knew that this was going to come. The Big Beautiful Bill is only going to enforce that for people, but it has been talked about for years. See, people just thought that that was something that they were just saying, though. Being in health and human services, a lot of those agencies know that a lot of y'all are fraudulent. They're weeding out people who are very much so fraudulent, or abusing systems that they don't need. This is exactly what they're doing. They're going to enforce it now. Y'all think about all of the things you have to do to obtain those kind of programs now. You think they take you through hoops and hops now with verification? Oh, they're going to really take you through hoops and hops when that shit going in effect. If you're not able-bodied, let me tell you this, and you take care of children, your ass better not go to none of them motherfucking health and human service agencies talking about, oh, I'm not capable of doing XYZ, or I'm not capable of doing XYZ, and you got children in your custody. Because the first thing you doing is setting yourself up for a trick bag, honey. You better not go tell them motherfuckers that. Because guess what they gonna tell you? If you telling me that you're incapable of going out to work 20 hours a pay period and you got X amount of kids in your custody, you can't take care of them. If you're saying you can't take care of your motherfucking self, don't go do that. Don't go tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Don't go doing that. It's always been an option for motherfuckers of SSI, SSDI, or disability to work 20 hours if they wanted to. That's always been a rule, people. It was optional though. You know what I'm saying? And if you worked over 20 hours or you did over 20 hours of what you can allow to do being on those systems and those programs, if you work full time on more than 20 hours of pay period, they figure like this. Hey, you saying to me that you can work full time. So if you're doing that many hours of work, you're saying to me that you can work full time. You don't need my assistance with giving you SSI or SSDI. Okay. And that's how a lot of people got cut down or shut off SSI, SSDI. Let me also tell y'all this. I am a caseworker, been a caseworker working with the mental health population. Let me also let y'all know this. A lot of people are hollering this narrative right here. Just because your ass has been diagnosed with a mental health diagnosis does not mean you're not capable of functioning on somebody's job unless you was under psychiatric care of your psychiatrist and they said, oh, this individual is absolutely not able to function on XYZ amount of jobs because of his or her condition. You would still have to get verification saying that, and you will have to show that to them people. If you have a medical health issue, so you have a medical health diagnosis or you've been hurt on a job where you are prohibited from working and you are receiving government assistance and your physician said you cannot work, you still would have to prove that to those people where you get those benefits from. Okay, because if you're not proving that, they're going to feel like you're able-bodied. So they're going to really boost the verification thing up because what they're trying to do is weed out the fraudulent people, the ones that really abuse the system and truly don't need it. You understand me? That's what the big beautiful bill is. Not so much people who are on low income is going to lose their benefits. That's not true. But what they're going to enforce you to do is they're enforcing this. They're saying that the government is just not going to pay or see fit to fit the bill for you forever. They're saying that you have to at least allow yourself to work part-time hours to keep receiving whatever you're receiving. Okay. That means they feel you're able-bodied. And if you're not, so senior citizens won't be affected at all. I hear a lot of people talking about how senior citizens are going to be affected. No, they're not. Do you know that when people retire and actually collect their Social Security, that is money that they earned? A lot of people do not even really know about Social Security. Social Security, when people actually retire within their means, that's money they earned. No one is going to be able to take that from them. They're still going to receive their pensions and their Social Security. Okay, that's their money. What do you mean? That's their money. They're going to get their pensions. They're going to get their Social Security. That's their money. Okay. Seniors won't be affected by this big, beautiful bill because if you are old enough to retire, you have given yourself time in the workforce that you retired. Okay. And if a senior feels like he or she wants to go volunteer and pick up and work, they're going to work part-time hours so that they don't lose their benefits. It works the same with anybody who's on SSI or SSDI. Okay. If that individual wanted to work, they can still receive SSI, SSDI, working 20 hours of pay period, and they won't lose their benefits and won't lose their benefits at all. Now, some of y'all fraudulated being on SSI and SSDI. So for the ones who actually fraudulated the system, this beautiful bill is to pop y'all. Let me tell you what the big beautiful bill is to do for people who fraudulated shit. It's for y'all to be popped down and popped off because they finna enforce all of the shit. I'm talking about verification finna be really enforced in a different way. Y'all think that they asking y'all to, oh, they want to see this, they want to see that, they want to see this and that. They finna ask for more because they really finna get on y'all ass for fraudulating systems that y'all don't need. It's for people like y'all, and it's for these able-bodied motherfuckers that are turning into hermits, wanting to live off government assistance for the rest of their life when that shit is not to be meant long term. It's only short term, and it should be short term for everybody. But some people make that something that they want to make long term. Government assistance should never be a tool used long term for no one. Okay? So this is for the ones who feel like, oh, I'm just going to sit around and be a hermit all day on my couch and collect all of this different government assistance. Let them take care of me. The government said no. They're promoting self-independence on citizens. This is what they're promoting. That's what the big beautiful bill is going to promote with people. Self-independence, okay? And that's really sad that those Caucasian people have to make people get up off their tail to do better for themselves. But as I said before, we've heard it before. This is not the first time that we've heard of what they were trying to do with a lot of these programs. It's not the first time that we've heard that they are trying to weed out a lot of the fraudulent people who collecting programs and collecting assistance that they truly do not need. Let me also mention this to y'all. When y'all have to report y'all income to y'all local health and human service agencies, I want y'all to know this. They do know your income, whether you report it or not. Whether you report that shit or not. You know why? I used to say, why do they ask people to show verification of their check stubs and things when they already can see that kind of info on you? They just want to see if you're going to be forthcoming with it. But they can damn near put it into a system. They could damn near put that your social security number into one database and see that your ass still worked that job you said you left, and they can see that you worked that job you just picked up. Them motherfuckers know your income, whether you report that shit or not. Whether you're reporting it or not, they know your income. Okay? Them motherfuckers really like to see if y'all forthcoming, if you gonna report the change of income. Whether that be a decrease in your income or an increase. They want to see if you're going to report that change, but they do see your income. So you're really not pulling no wool over nobody's head, even doing that when you don't report. I'm just here to let y'all know that because I already know that's to be facts. I already know that's to be true. I know that's to be true. So no matter where you stay, them people have a way of looking at your earnings. Trust and believe me. It's one simple database. They put your social security number in, and it's going to show them everything they need to know. How do you think that when some of you renew your benefits, you're getting kicked off of SNAP, you're getting kicked off of Medicaid, you're getting kicked off of child care hours because they feel like, listen, you didn't report this income to me, but by the time you go do your renewal, they already see your income has increased. And so they're just going to take you off the benefit. Okay. So it's just best to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's really just best to be honest because they do know your income. Trust me. So only the people who are able-bodied is going to be really truly affected by the big beautiful bill. Because what they're saying to able-bodied citizens, listen, when you go to different establishments, you see people of physical disabilities and learning disabilities that work. True or not? True, right? When you go in all of these establishments, Walmart, Target, grocery stores, the malls, and all. They can't discriminate on no one with a physical disability or a learning disability. They figure like this: if those individuals are capable of functioning on somebody's job 20 hours a week, surely your ass can do it too. And like I said, for you to opt out or be X'd out, you better be under psychiatric care when it comes to your mental health. It better come from a psychiatrist, your doctor, saying that you're not able to function on nobody's job. And if you are under the care of a medical physician, that still has to come through a doctor saying that, okay, due to somebody's medical diagnosis, they cannot work, or due to an injury that they occurred on whatever job it was, he or she cannot work. It still has to be proven. It's still going to have to be proven. That's the only way you're going to opt out of not going to work, receiving those kind of benefits. Okay? That's it. Otherwise, they're going to be looking for you to give at least 20 hours, which is part-time, and you will be able to keep all of your benefits. This is pertaining to housing, SNAP, any kind of child care. Some of y'all Medicaids will change with premiums. Like I said, if you're under your state insurance and you do not pay a premium at all, that's because you take care of kids that's a minor. So they are underneath your case. They are underneath your caseload. So you're going to get that type of state insurance where you don't pay anything. You don't even have to pay a deductible for your prescriptions. Neither do your children. Okay? But for working people, if you still wanted to maintain under Medicaid, they have different plans where you can pick one of those plans and pay a premium monthly, or pay a premium every time you go see your physician. And then when it comes to your medication, they will partially take care of some of that, but you will be responsible for taking care of the rest because you work, okay? So not too many changes with that, people. Okay. And I do want to let you know that whenever this goes into effect, most people will receive that letter informing them that, listen, they're saying that they want you to at least do 20 hours a week and bring in some kind of income. They're saying that they want you to do this. You know how most of those programs implement workforce programs for you to do anyway if you're accepting their assistance. You know how if you were on W-2, they have you go actually looking for a job daily, and you have to log this shit in and turn it into your case manager. If you were on Social Security, you know how every year y'all gotta, have a way of reporting, making sure that everything has remained the same with your Social Security, your SSI, your SSDI. You know how you gotta go through that with them. Social Security, see any extra. And you know what else they're cracking down? I have to say this. Anybody working under the table that does receive any benefits like Social Security or SSI or SSDI, they're watching y'all just like they're watching all of these people who receive SSI and SSDI. If you working over 20 hours, they're watching you because they feel like you're able-bodied to work full-time. If you are receiving those government assistance and you are working under the table, be careful of somebody reporting your ass on that. They're going to be cracking down on that too. They're going to be cracking down on that as well. Okay? They also going to crack down on that. So I'm just only telling y'all that because I see this shit here first. I am a worker in all of those areas, and I do see it. And this is what I'm going to end with, my post. Listen, I'm not going to say who actually guessed it right on the head, but somebody did. Y'all remember that post I put up yesterday where I said, what kind of occupation suits my personality and demeanor? Somebody guessed it right on the head when it comes to my new position, but I won't say who. But just know that somebody guessed it on the head. So y'all really do know what suits my demeanor. I see a lot of y'all saying that therapist and a counselor. When I was a case manager, you have to do all the above, honey. And even in my new position, I'm still gonna have to counsel a lot of people, honey. I'm gonna be a therapist some days and all. I'm gonna wear so many different hats. Do you hear me? I'm still gonna be guiding people. I'm still gonna be counseling people. I'm gonna be wearing so many different hats in one motherfucking title. Do you hear me? But somebody guessed that right on the head. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say what. But y'all definitely picked up some good things that suits my personality. And a lot of those positions that y'all had in there, I've already been in. But I do want to say that somebody did guess right on the head with my new title. So that means that y'all really do pay attention to your girl Midnight. That means that y'all really have actually put down occupations that really do suit my personality. I really, really read every last one of y'all responses, and y'all all correct. But somebody did guess my new title on the head. I'm just gonna tell you that. Somebody got it on the head, boo. They sure did. Now, those are the misconceptions of the big, beautiful bill. Okay. Just know that Medicaid will be strengthening as far as the policies. They're protecting and strengthening Medicaid policies for people like pregnant women, people like minors and children, people like senior citizens, people like low income families. Okay. Again, don't get so comfortable with thinking because, oh, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia or bipolar personality disorder that I can't work. Because again, I worked with nothing but people who were diagnosed with severe mental health issues, and they all worked. They all worked. Okay. So that's not going to get you out of going to work every day. I'm just going to tell you that now. I work with nothing but people who are diagnosed with the severe mental health diagnosis, and all of them people worked. Okay. Every last one of them held a job while collecting their benefits. They still held a job. They worked 20 hours a pay period. So that's not even going to get you out of going to work every day. Unless you are under psychiatric care and that's your psychiatrist saying that you're absolutely incapable of functioning on somebody's job. When you are talking about medical diagnosis and being hurt in a medical way, maybe you was hurt on a job and it hurt your back, or maybe you were hurt on the job and something, whatever happened, whatever that issue was, it prohibited you from being able to work. You still gonna have to get some kind of verification from your physician, your family doctor, your eternal doctor, or whoever is under you in medical care to say that. You know what I'm saying? That you're absolutely not able to work. It won't affect those people. The key word is able-bodied people. That's the key words, able-bodied. So if you are able-bodied, this is what they're saying. We're no longer going to fit the bill for able-bodied people. We're no longer going to see fit to finance able-bodied people living from day to day. They will have to actually pitch in and help out while receiving these benefits. We're not going to fit the bill for these able-bodied people. We're not going to enable adults anymore. That is what the government is saying in so many words. They're saying, I'm not going to no longer enable able-bodied adults and take care of able-bodied people. That is actually what they're saying. That is what the big, beautiful bill is promoting. And I agree with it 100%. Because like I said, that is only meant short term. That is supposed to be a stepping stone. Now, true enough, a lot of us used it. I used it when I was much younger and my kids was younger. I needed it then. I worked dead end jobs. Okay. Oh, it's also going to do more tax increases for us people who file taxes. So a lot of you going to get a larger child credit. Okay. It's going to enhance your paycheck. So it's putting extra money in your pocket. And it's also going to give you a bigger tax break when you're talking about a refund or when you're talking about how you pay taxes off your job. Okay. When you're talking about how they break you with taxes out of your paycheck, you're going to take home more of your pay. Okay. They're promoting that as well. So again, they're making it so that the middle class family it's back again because, like I said, it's going to be one or the other. Motherfuckers either looked at you to be poor or rich. Okay, you were just one or the other. Where was middle class? Where was the middle class family? You just like poor people need help, the middle class need help, and hell, some of them rich folks even need help, honey. Some of them rich folks don't even have it all together. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like all three categories of people needs help where they need help at. And for the ones who's fraudulating the system, it's also for you to be found out. And let me tell you something, if you're found to be fraud with one program, you're flagged forever. So you best to believe that those people got your name flagged. It's going to be hard for you to get anything else, boo, if you one of them people that's going to be flagged. If you're one of the individuals that has been found to be fraudulated pertaining to Social Security Administration or any government assistance program, you will be flagged. Therefore, if you try to go and get another type of assistance and they're going to have your name flagged for fraud, it's not going to happen for you. Okay? That's simple. I'm just bringing it forth to you. This is your girl, Midnight. I'm going to holler back at y'all. Okay? Now, that's real. Okay, y'all can share that lie because a lot of motherfucking people got it misunderstood. It's a lot of misconceptions. Listen, like I said, people got to do their own research and read for themselves. I'm telling y'all, go underneath the White House.gov. You're gonna see all of the shit about the beautiful bill right there. I actually went through that shit yesterday reading it. Okay, I actually went through reading that shit yesterday. Okay. So do the research for yourselves. This is your girl, Midnight. Y'all be easy. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.